Goofy Fella Podcast, episode 2, number 2. Some would say the sequel, the return of everyone's favorite podcast, Goofy Fella Show. It's actually show, Goofy Fella Show, not Goofy Fella Podcast. I messed that up, episode 1. Right out of the gate, right out of the rip, I messed it up. But it is Goofy Fella Show. We got a good show for you today. It's just me, once again. Trying to get some guests, but like I said in the last one, the recording hours are from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., so that is it's a difficult schedule for some people, understandably. I've got some good news things I'm going to go through, and I'm going to talk about current things with me once again. Everyone loves hearing those, but before I do, you gotta make sure you subscribe and leave a comment. Today's comment topic, which I'm going to come up with on the fly, is about your favorite type of meat. No, that's terrible. Me and my buddy Dave were talking earlier about... He asked me out of the blue, he's like, how would you rate ham? Which was a very difficult question, but I answered immediately. I was like, ham's B tier. You know, because I was thinking his thought process on it was like sandwich meats. Like if I was making a sandwich, because he's a big sandwich guy. If I were doing a sandwich, what kind of, where would ham be on my favorite meats I would put on my sandwich? And ham's good. I've got nothing against ham. I prefer it over turkey for sure. Turkey would be like D tier. It's too dry. So ham would have been a B or a C for me. But he said it was like D tier. Probably for sandwiches, I'm going bologna. I like it. It's fatty and gross, and I can smother it in mayonnaise, and it's delicious. Mayonnaise and mustard on some bologna? You kidding me? But he was talking about, he was reading some kind of tier list on like the health benefits of meats, and so ham didn't do well because it's really processed and all that. But I was like, well, you're just eating the wrong kind of ham. You're eating Oscar Mayer ham. You need to get fresh ham, cut out of the pig. I'm eating ham. That's less processed and it's better for, but still, pigs are fatty animals, so it ranked low. Salmon was good. Salmon ranked pretty high. What else? There was salmon and chicken breast, I think, were up there. Tuna was good too. Tuna's a lot fattier than salmon though, but it's better. I prefer. I eat a lot of sushi. That's what it is. Sushi. Leave a comment of your favorite type of sushi, or if you like sushi. Let's do that. That'll get me some comments. Or just comment all the stuff that you guys did on the last one. Just random stuff. I'm good with that too. I got not really any beard advice, actually. I got one beard comment. It wasn't advice. It was more of like a beard joke. That was pretty funny, but it wasn't any advice. It didn't help me any. But I'm a big tuna man on my sushi. I'll do the sashimi, where it's just rice and then tuna on top of it. That's good, but a spicy tuna roll, you can't beat. Spicy tuna roll, and then there's this one called a crazy tuna roll, which I think inside the roll is just like cucumber and tuna, but then on top of it they put spicy tuna, and then you get your wasabi in there and the soy sauce. Do a little mixing. Ooh, that's very good. I've been really into spicy stuff lately. I've got Frank's hot sauce is, I put it, their slogan is I put that shit on everything. But I do. Frank's Red Hot, and then Frank's Red Hot has a extra hot sauce, and it's very good. It's the same flavor as Frank's Red Hot, but it's just a lot spicier. It's good, and they came out with something recently called thick sauce. It's Frank's thick sauce, and if you haven't seen that, if you like spicy stuff, I would highly suggest going, because like I have a little Winn-Dixie next to my house, and they had it. So if they have it, everywhere's going to have it. Go look for that. It's called the thick sauce, and it's for for dipping. You can put it on stuff, but it tastes like Frank's Red Hot, and it's very good. And the heat's good. It's not like a normal dipping sauce. It looks kind of like Thousand Island, but it's pretty spicy, and it's very good. I've been watching this guy. I've been watching a couple guys that do the eating challenges. One of them just does eating challenges. He doesn't like the spicy stuff, so he'll just go eat a meal that's made for, like 8 Somalian people, and he just tears it down. He's a skinny little white dude, but he tears the food up. But there's another guy who eats spicy stuff, and just as spicy as he can get, and that made me want to get into spicy. I always enjoyed hot sauce, but it's like now I want to push my limits. So I want to go to wing places and ramen places and places that have super spicy stuff, and just order the spiciest thing they have and see how far I can get through it. And then the next time I go, hopefully I can get further, and then it'll make it to the point where a jalapeno's nothing. Right now, jalapenos, never mind, I'm gonna quit bragging about that. Sushi. If you like sushi, leave a comment, make sure you subscribe. We're gonna get into the news a little bit. I don't like the news, and I don't want this to be a news podcast. It's not going to be. But when I'm here by myself, see, I just talked for a little bit about things, but what'd that fill? 7 minutes? Maybe 6 minutes? That's not going to cut it. So the news is easy to go to. I can talk on it a little bit. Plus, there were some funny ones I found. I'm going to try my best to find these good news articles that people actually want to hear about. The real things going on in the world. Who cares what Nancy Pelosi's got going on? This is the real juicy stuff. So stay tuned for that. Today was a pretty drama-filled day, so I got some info for that. For any close people near me, they'd like to know what I have going on. I got that. Also, I don't have an also. I just said also. Let's dive into what happened to me today. I cut grass on the side, like I said, and I had poison ivy. I went into that in the first episode. So I had to go cut grass today. I left work. I went to go cut grass. But I was going to where the origins of the poison ivy is, ground zero, if you will. I was going into Chernobyl, and I didn't want to get it again. So my decision was to go to Walmart and get some rubber boots to wear. That would cover, everything. I'd be good with rubber boots. So I went to Walmart, got my rubber boots, came back out, went to go start my truck, and just the starter exploded. And so I sit there. I wish I had a camera on, because I just defeat, just wanting to die. I looked like Jennifer Lopez's child, and it was just, I was destroyed. Because I knew exactly what it was. It was the noise, and then I could just hear the starter whining. It just wee wee. It was whining up. I knew what had happened. So called my wife. She went, called the AAA. They came and picked up the truck. So now the truck's at the house. I got to put a starter in it. Sorry for the beard scratching you just heard. So that happened to me. I wasn't able to cut grass. Brand new rubber boots. I was super excited for. Didn't even get to wear them. They're in my truck, sitting outside. Very disappointed about that. So I just came home and played video games instead. And I played video games way too long. I should have recorded the podcast earlier, but I was playing a game I was having fun on, CSGO. So time got away from me. Is that all that happened today? No, I worked. I worked like 10 hours today. Really, I didn't do much. I didn't do much of anything. People who listen to this, some of you work with me, I didn't do anything. I tried to fix air conditioning on an excavator. That didn't work, so I pretty much accomplished nothing today at work. I even filled up my cooler. My cooler's full of ice and water and Gatorades, and now it's sitting in my truck. I didn't get to use that. It's so sad. Let's go to the news segment. News? What's new? This one kept popping up. Alex Jones, our Lord and Savior, our boy, King Jones, he has been in a huge battle with the Sandy Hook parents, the parents of the children affected by Sandy Hook's mass shooting. And I guess the jury has finally found that Alex Jones caused $4 million of damages to 2 of the Sandy Hook parents. I don't know the full story on this, but I listen to Alex Jones. He's a very funny guy. I can't tell if he's being genuine or not, but he at one point believed that the Sandy Hook shooting didn't happen, and so his followers felt the need to go to the Sandy Hook parents and tell them that they were making it all up, and people weren't happy about that. He later redacted his statements and, said that he never sent anyone anywhere, and he believes that Sandy Hook happened, but apparently the jury didn't care, and he has to pay $4 million in damages to 2 of the parents. I don't know what I was going to say about this one. It was just Alex Jones, so I had to talk about it. I listen to Alex Jones on different podcasts talk about interdimensional beings and stuff I don't know if I want to get into in the podcast just yet. Even though I will get into it, he talks about abortion a lot, and that kind of ties into another one of the things I have, where this I don't know what she is. It's a witness. It's a Republican witness. I don't know what her status is, whether she's in the political spectrum or not, but she is some hearing about it, and she's claiming that Washington, D.C., the electrical companies are powering the lights with incinerated fetuses. So she's saying that whenever people are, I don't know, they're cooking babies. She's saying that they're putting babies into furnaces and using that to power DC. And I actually have a little audio clip I'm gonna play so you know it's not a fake thing I'm saying.
Bodies thrown in medical waste bins and in places like Washington, D.C., burned to power the lights of the city's homes and streets. Let that image sink in with you for a moment.
Let that image sink in, this woman says. I don't know what's going on here. There's some kind of hearing, and no one reacted to what she had just said. Or she's saying places like D.C. are using. Let's listen to that one more time.
Burned to power the lights. D.C. burned to power the lights of the city's homes and streets.
She says that like she had just broken the code, the Da Vinci Code. She's like, I figured it out, and here's the information I'm going to share to you. And I thought this was just insanity. I can't tell if it's real or fake. It's on Insider, and her name is Miss Catherine Glenn Foster, if you feel like looking up who she actually is. I don't care enough. I just thought it was funny. And maybe it's something I'm going to go with, I'm going to adopt this viewpoint. I'm going to adopt this conspiracy theory and just start telling people that yeah, Washington, D.C., if you have a child, they just take it and they go throw it into a furnace, and that's how you turn on your rice cooker at the end of the day, so you can have your chicken and rice is with baby legs being burned. I thought that was a pretty insane take, and she looks like a normal person, but obviously she's not. She's battling some demons, some inside demons. Someone has hurt her, and she feels like taking it out on gullible people. That one's pretty funny, and that connected to the Alex Jones guy. He has to pay a lot of money to people. This one was really funny. There's a lawsuit on police officers. I don't know where this was. This was August 3rd this year. It was in Boston. Suburban Boston police officer. He was apparently pursuing a white supremacist, and I don't know why they said this guy's a white supremacist, why they were chasing him, I don't know. But the headline was, police chasing white supremacist wrongly arrested a black man. And I was going to go an angle with this one where it's like auto aim went on and they forgot what they were doing and they're like, get that black man, he did it. And it's like, no, weren't we doing something else? Wasn't it completely the opposite of that? But he was like a 20-year-old black man. He was walking home and they arrested him after chasing a white supremacist. This one's not funny. It's just it sounds accurate, and it could be fake too. What's this, AP News? Maybe if I would have read more, I'd have more information, but it's just funny. They're like, what were we doing? I don't know. Go get that black kid. He's probably doing something. What's he doing? Walking? And the picture they have is like him in school attire. I went on, it's just Stupid News. It's a subreddit, and it's Stupid News. And then you have to sort through because a lot of it's fake stuff that people are falling for. But the Alex Jones one has been big. But just people don't like Alex Jones. If you go through that subreddit, it's mainly just like people bashing on Republicans and conservatives, and maybe it's all true. You know, they need to get bashed on. Both sides need to get bashed on. I'm gonna try not to get into politics too much, but I land more in the area of I don't care anymore. I used to care a lot, but I am at the point where both sides are terrible. Both sides have the same exact agenda, and they're just pinning each other against, pinning all the U.S. citizens against each other. And we're just fighting each other when we're not paying attention to what the real issues are. And it's that they're destroying our lives. Whether it's a Democrat in office or Republican in office, I don't really care. They're going to make our lives worse, and they're not going to do what they say they're going to do. So that's where I stand on politics, if anyone was wondering. Now, I am going to, and I'm going to make this clear, I'm going to pretend I'm on both sides. And sometimes I'll have jokes against the right side. Sometimes I'll have jokes against the left side. Because it's funny to keep people guessing. And sometimes I'll be making fun of, very serious topics like cops that are arresting black kids because they think they're white supremacists, because that's very funny. It's a very funny thing. I don't think that has anything to do with politics. It's just hilarious. That's about it for the news. Those are the only ones I found. Plus, this is a little bit of a rushed podcast. I'm just trying to throw them out as quick as I can. I didn't want to do this one by myself because it's very hard to do, and especially when I'm not really in the mood to do it, which I wasn't tonight, and trying to do this by myself is difficult. But next episode for sure will be a guest, and it will probably be sooner than later. I have in the works a couple guys that I think are going to be my co-hosts, and I think the melting pot of us together is going to be a very funny combo. One of them is just an idiot. And I don't know what he's going to add to it. I can't think of a single redeeming quality he has, but maybe he will be the punching bag, and he'll be the guy that we make fun of. And the other one is he's you know what, it's just two ding dongs. I'm getting two ding dongs on to accompany this third ding dong that is running it. And one of them has a very funny laugh, and the other one we're going to make fun of a lot. And I think it's going to be a great combo of people. But maybe we'll just do guests. Maybe I won't have co-host. We'll find that out later. Leave in the comments as well after the sushi thing. Tell me what you think about co-hosts, how many people we should have on. What's the most amount of people? Because the podcast I listen to, like, if it gets more than 3 people, I think it's too much. And you can go a lot longer like that. I could fill up an hour super quick, but I feel like it's too many people talking over each other, and the stories gets crazy because you have 4 different minds, that have different ideas, and it's like, oh, let me interject, and then a story never goes anywhere. So I think 3 is the perfect amount. So if you could do like a host, a co-host, and then a guest, I think that's pretty much the perfect combo, but maybe people like one person. Maybe people like two people. So let me know what you guys like to listen to. That's probably going to be it for this one. It's kind of a shorty. That's a real shorty. Well, it's a little bit longer than the last one. But I'm going to upload it, and it'll be out there for the whole world to listen to. This has been the Goofy Fella Show. See you next time.